What's up, Ken?
Same old.
Here we are, Builds and Buffers.
Yep.
When I first mentioned this to you, you said, "No, you ain't get me on no podcast."
That's true.
I ain't got no reason to got me on one. And then you showed up today. Obviously, I stole your chair, carried you in here, put you in a seat. Now here you are.
Yeah, my chair is
Yeah.
way over there somewhere.
No. I'm glad I talked you into it.
Yeah.
There's one of the comments you made to me was, "What are we going to talk about?" When I was messaging you about it originally. And it's like, dude, you've owned some just out of this world builds. It's not like one. Like sitting here, Sean's on multiple cars, and we were sitting here interviewing last week, and he's got vanilla, and it's an icon. But you have owned truck after truck after truck that has been just iconic trucks, magazine trucks, known builds. Like it's never a low quality build.
No. And I guess I don't consider them iconic trucks, but some of them have been out there. They've been SEMA. They've been, like you said, cover shoots. They've been full spread shoots. But I've always wanted something that I could just jump in and drive. So it's always been something good quality that I can, because I don't own a trailer. Mm-hmm. I drive my stuff to the shows. So I always thought if I bought something nice, I didn't have to worry about it in my mind. You know, I've had a couple that I've had to build, and then they've built up to where I can drive them. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I've always bought something and then made it my own kind of deal, or tried to, that I could trust and be dependable and drive around every day.
Mm-hmm. And when you've bought them, like I've worked on multiple you've owned.
Every one of
my favorite probably being the Tahoe, which you have back now. It's full circle. You got it back. You built it. You sold it. It went through some changes.
It did.
And it came back to you. Now, when I first saw this thing, it was multiple colors. It was green and black, and actually Bayou Showdown.
Yeah, Bayou Showdown, I think, was my second show I drove it to. I went down and bought it in South Florida from Mike Murray. And it was still a work in progress. Mm-hmm. I got it back on the road, drivable, and I drove it to Gonzales for Sick Nick. And then a few months later after that was Bayou. So I think it was the second year of Bayou I had it, because it was at the first of the new place. And it was green and black. I got pictures of it out in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm. I got a video where you panned by, and I didn't even catch it until a couple weeks ago, going, "Oh, look, it's right there. There's Kid Tahoe."
Right. Yeah, no, people don't associate it as the same truck anymore.
And then it went, you had it painted this perfect blue. It became my favorite vehicle I'd work on instantly. It was my favorite one to take pictures of. It was around the time I was like playing with my own photography and stuff with Delta Bay, and some of my favorite pictures still to this day are of your Tahoe.
It took some good pictures. That color blue would take, because it would flip a little bit to purple at night. So in different lights, it was different colors.
And it's tucked just right. It's stanched just right. It looks like a Hot Wheel when it's sitting down. It almost looks like it shouldn't.
Somebody said the other day I went and drove it to eat. Somebody said, "You got that Hot Wheel truck out there?" I guess.
Yeah. It does. Yeah. It looks like a Hot Wheel.
Because it's got big wheels in the back, and they're tucked all the way in there. Mm-hmm. But it's a driver too.
And then it went from you painted it, and then it ended up in the modified booth. Wasn't that at Bayou also?
Yeah, but the second year, the year actually after I painted it, the second year I had it, it was in the modified booth, and he did that setup with the shirts and that all.
I remember I was running late to Bayou, and those signs and everything was coming out there, and he had posted that he had only made a certain number.
Yep.
And I remember I called. I had Sean running to him and everything, going, "Put one back for Rob. Like, he's got to have it." And usually that's something he wouldn't do, and he put it back for me. And that right there has went with me since that day everywhere. It was my shop over there, and then it ended up in my room after the stroke, and then it ended up in my office, and then to here.
Yeah, I've still got one at the house. I've never hung it up, but I've got one. Yeah. Casey owned Modified at the time, and he hit me up, and it was time to do a new Tahoe shirt. And he asked me if he would do something, and he ran with it. I just sent him some pictures. He ran with it, and it actually turned out pretty cool. I like it a lot there.
Now, I'll post some pictures of the journey. I'll try to find some. But do you have any pictures of when it was green?
Yeah. I think
And I'll
so.
get some of those and post on the podcast page before this episode drops of it, the blue, and then what it is currently. Now, it left you, and it went to somebody that really, really has always had nice builds too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he hit me up, and he followed that build. The frame and stuff was built in South or in Central Florida area by Jimmy's Rods and Customs. And Leo bought it from me, and he had followed that build because Jimmy's is a prominent place down there in the South. And he told me if I ever sold it, I got to have it, you know, and I would never really planned on selling it, but I got the bug and I sold it. So Leo bought it, kept it for a few months, and then transferred it to what it is now.
Yeah. And he, and you notice with that build and some of the other trucks he has, he likes the flash a little more and stuff because he added the graphics.
Yep.
And I like them. I really like the scheme he went with.
They're growing on me.
And this is just my opinion, why I think it's a beautiful build and beautiful walk around. I'd love to own it. I love it. I think it's one of the top tier Tahoes on the show scene. I like that simple blue. I don't know if it's because I was a part of it from the start and seeing the build. And I liked kind of like vanilla that you have this beautiful build and you open up and it's a custom interior, but it's subtle. It was real clean.
Yeah, when I did it, it was pretty much a stock interior, but I did some changing. I two-toned it because I'm just simple and clean. I never was a graphic. I love graphics. I never liked them on my own vehicle because I'd get bored with them. But so I just painted it that blue. And we worked on 4 or 5 different spray outs on blues before I said,
I think it's the best blue I've seen on a vehicle.
Yeah. It's a custom color. I get it all the time. What color is it? I don't know. He mixed until we said okay.
Blue.
Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't tell you anything about the color other than, like I said, he'd send me things. He'd send me some spray outs. And I'd say, go with it. That's what he went with.
That's Tahoe blue.
Yeah. Tahoe.
But I like the graphics. The red takes some getting used to the interior. It's very bright. You see it from across the parking lot.
It's not as bright as some, but and I'm not a red fan.
Right. It's a lot of red.
But it's sort of growing on me.
Yeah.
You know, if I squint, I don't see as much red.
Right. I'm like, how long does it take when you get out of there for your eyes to adjust without a red hue?
Yeah, everything's red for a while.
Yeah.
But he had it done. And I plan on changing some stuff up here and there to make it back mine. You know, I built it. It was mine, sold it. It turned into his. Now I got it back. I got to try to do some stuff.
Something a little, make it yourselves again.
But right now I'm just enjoying driving it.
Yeah. And that's what's cool is you drive them.
I do.
And were you always a car guy?
Oh.
Did you always like custom vehicles?
Oh. From a kid, I was out helping my dad work on cars. 55, 6, and 7 Chevrolets was where we started at.
Yeah.
My first vehicle when I was a kid was a lowered 88 S10.
Yeah.
No power, nothing, no AC, no radio. And I didn't care.
Yeah. I love
drove it. That was my square body, and I'd love to have another one. Just static drop, just a clean truck. Of course, now I'd have to have AC and automatic. But back then, you know, when you're a kid, you don't care what it is. You just drive it till the wheels fall off of it. So
speaking of that body style S10, when I leave here today, sitting in the neighborhood back here, there's like a civic center. And next to it, there was a house for sale that just sold not too long ago. And from the backyard, they have drug up a early 90s Blazer, 4-door. Body kit on it. You could tell. We'll go look at it when we're done.
I wonder whose it was. I mean, we probably know it if it was a bill from back then.
We're fixing it. It's white. But I'm fixing to put a note in the mailbox. Because I've been trying for weeks to figure out, hey, does anybody know whose that is? And nobody that comes in here is not.
Right.
But,
I would like to have another Blazer. I had a Blazer back in the day with target top, candy stripes on it, but I put switches on it back in the day. May have been my worst mistake, but that's what we did back then.
Yeah.
You know, we tore stuff up a lot more than now, but that was always my second love was a 2-door Blazer.
Right.
Square body.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I like the Tahoe so much because it's basically just a grown-up version of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, so And outside of Tahoe, you had, and it's hard to talk about all the trucks you've had because every one of them goes, I wouldn't have sold that truck.
Yeah, right. I've regretted most of them. I ain't gonna lie.
The black single cab.
Black single cab, yeah.
Which came to be known as Cinderella.
Yep. Yeah. When Gary Baper got it from me, he dubbed it Cinderella.
Yeah. And he made his changes to it
he
too.
Did. He did.
That was always one of my favorite trucks to work on.
Clean truck, get in it, drive it cross country.
Yeah, you can go anywhere in that truck.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was cool. I like that Gary got it. Gary really respected that truck.
Yes. 100%.
And did his own thing to that truck, but kept it what it was.
It was still on the outside, the same truck.
Yeah.
But he put enough into it to make it Gary's truck, which I was cool with.
Yeah, the freehand pinstriping and the cam and
big cam, yeah. He changed the interior up a little bit, but kept it classy and clean. I hated that it was still local because I seen it all the time, but I knew it was in great hands.
But it was always Ken's truck.
Yeah, it was.
And I know that sucks sometimes for Gary, but
yeah, he battled it too. I'm sure
it just was what it was because another big thing about the truck when Vanilla come out and was riding around all the time. That you were with it all the time. All the time, those two trucks were together.
All the pictures. We went to a show and they're like, "Oh, I know that truck because it's always with that one."
Right, and it just came natural. Then you had the dually.
Yep, I had an OBS dually.
You didn't keep that one long.
No, it was a parking situation at the house. I love a dually, and I would like to have another one. Mm-hmm. The dually's not an everyday driver. These people that do it every day, more power to them.
Right. Yep.
But one bagged. I love that dually, but it was a real. I mean, I was doing a 16-point turn in the backyard to get it, in and out of there. So I'm like, it wasn't practical, but I'd like to have another one.
Yeah. The and then like Robert E. Lee, that OBS, iconic truck.
Yeah,
just like yesterday, sitting in the office, I'm talking to you, and I say I got the magazine with Robert E. Lee in it, and you said. This one, and you pull up a whole nother magazine article.
Yeah. It was in.
And I said no, and you said it was only in one, and I'm saying no, it's not. And I pull up the second one.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that you own a truck.
Yeah,
I think the OBS Builder's Guide. It was in a sit right next to you.
Yeah, OBS Builder's Guide, and then Sport Trucks.
Yeah, like it's crazy that you owned a truck that you didn't even know. That you knew, but you were just like, nah, it wasn't in multiple magazines.
Yeah, that was finished out by a dude in North Carolina, and that's when it was shooting in.
Like, I have a video of me holding up that magazine article and then dropping the magazine in the truck sitting behind it.
I pulled up some pictures of that day that we were shooting it. Yeah. And guess what was in the background?
Vanilla.
Yeah.
And, but you never were one to go, this is a magazine truck. This is mine.
I'd never bought nothing for that. I don't care about the status.
Like, it was always like, man, it's cool. I like it. I'm going to drive it.
Yeah. And I said, if it ain't a driver, I don't want it. Yeah. I don't care what anybody says about a build. I bought it because I like it.
Right.
It don't matter if you like it or he likes it or don't like it. I'm going to get in and drive it.
Mm-hmm. And there's been multiple others. Like, you had the red and white full size that you traded.
Yep.
To get the Tahoe. You had a single cab. You had the tan Blazer. Like, it's
I've had a 4-door tan Blazer.
Is there anything that type that you went, I want one of those that you haven't had yet, or that you plan on building in the future?
I don't know. I love cat eyes because I love the interior.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a regular cab GMC. It was the same body style, same interior. So I sort of had one of those, but I like to have something, either another OBS or a cat eye, just static on some nice wheels and clean, just to drive every day, just a driver. But as far as a build, I'm not in a position to do any kind of building anymore. Especially being in a wheelchair. But
you're in a wheelchair?
Well, not right now. No, I'm in a wheelchair. You got the whole
man, that blows. I bumped into it again. Are we safe, Chris?
Yep.
Man, y'all, I make Chris's job so much harder. So much harder. I'm sorry, bro. I'm fluffy, man. Just be bumping into stuff.
Yep.
Let's talk about that. People get so mind blown. It's like they can't compute that you can be in a wheelchair and own cool shit.
Right. Yeah.
Like, your trucks will pull up and then you hop out in a wheelchair. It's like, how does that guy drive that truck. And I'm
Right.
like, the same way any paralyzed person that drives
Right.
a truck.
They've been doing it for years.
The only reason, the better thing is he's smart enough to have a button that makes it easier for him to get in and out. You know?
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The only reason he buys these lower trucks is the ease of getting in and out. That's all it is.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, it was just static, and we did hydraulics, and I didn't need it. But once I got hurt, I'm like,
Yeah.
lowered is a lot easier on me climbing in and out.
So I've honest to God, as long as we've known each other, I've never asked you. I've had Sean a few times mention your accident, and I asked you before we come on here if I could ask you because I don't know. I know I had a stroke. You know this.
Yep.
And there's some people that I've talked to that get offended when I ask, and there's some people like that have had strokes. Like, that's not something I just talk. I'm like, well,
shoot,
I'm sorry. I'm one that.
Yeah, I'm an open book. I don't care.
So what happened?
We was riding up in the mountains, motorcycles. We went and rode the tail of the dragon Friday. It rained Saturday morning. We waited till it cleared up and dried up as much as we could. We was heading down the mountain, and we come around a right-hand turn. There was bicycles in the road. I tapped the brakes at low side, and I went off. Fell about 45 feet.
Did you land on your back?
Sure.
I mean, you don't know.
I was awake the whole time, but I just remember hitting and going completely numb. I knew something was wrong.
Right.
And that's the only thing that really hurt was knocked the breath out of me. But when I went numb, I'm like, oh, something's wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know what I hit, to tell you the truth. My helmet don't have a scratch on it.
Really? Do you still have the helmet?
Oh, of course.
What kind of bike was it?
GSX-R 1000, an 06 model. Maybe an 05.
Yeah.
But that day changed everything. You know, I spent 30 days up in Atlanta in the hospital up there. I came back home, figured out the car situation, figured out the driving situation, because I had no idea. Nobody knows about that kind of stuff until you or you have to have it.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, I went back to work.
Yeah. 2 weeks?
Yeah. Well, I was up there for a month.
Okay. 2 weeks out of the hospital?
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah. I was bored.
How old were you?
It's happened in 06, so, and I'm 51 now. Let's do that math. So 30-ish.
30-ish. Man. And you didn't just become paralyzed and get super cool. You were cool before then. Like, there's always been talk of like the cool stuff you did before, then the bikes you had. You're sponsored in paintball, right?
Yep. I played professional for 2 or 3 years paintball. Yeah.
And you said that once you figured out the driving thing, when I went to the hospital, and I was in ICU for 6 days. So, and I'm not comparing a stroke to being paralyzed.
Right.
Before we go.
Well, I mean, basically, you sort of are. You're halfway paralyzed.
Yeah, but luckily mine's not permanent. I couldn't imagine knowing what that feels like, not being able to use parts of your body is hard.
Oh yeah,
I couldn't imagine it being, especially if you're like being in control of yourself at all.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
And I was always active, so it killed me. Yeah. I mean, I was racing jet skis. We raced motocross for years. Dirt bikes and street bike stuff. I was always active. Mm-hmm. And once I got hurt, like I said, 2 weeks later, I was bored at the house. I only watch so much TV and play so much Xbox, and you get bored.
Right. I understand that.
And I
was the same way.
Yeah, I felt like if I kept going with it, I'd become some fat lazy dude.
Right.
So I went back to work.
Well, I was after I come home from the hospital, I couldn't talk. I was on a walker when I could barely. It was like one end of the house, the other was a real struggle.
Right.
We had went and bought a nice recliner because it was like, this is where I'm going to be. The doctors were telling me,
right,
like, you're not going to work. You're not going to be able to fully walk. You're not going to regain your speech, and you're 100% not ever going to drive again. You can take all this from me.
Yeah.
You're not taking driving from me. I will figure that out. I don't care if I don't. If at that point I would think I would never use this, I still don't have feeling here. Like, it's very minimal what I can feel.
Right.
Here.
Oh, I understand that.
Driving is with my knee. It's hard to explain.
Yeah. I know.
Just
to me, it's not
pressure, and I can know where my thumb and pinky. I know where it's supposed to be on my console when I'm cruising.
I'm sort of the same way on my console. I know.
But that was the first thing that was like, no, if there's anything I'm going to take back, it's driving.
Right.
You're not taking that from me.
Yeah. Afterwards, I had 4-wheelers. I wanted a 450R. I wanted something a nice racing 4-wheeler because I wanted a clutch. Jet skis. Had multiple jet skis since I've been hurt. I didn't want it to stop me.
Yeah, it doesn't have to. I mean, it's a prime example of it doesn't control you.
Yeah, no, it slows you down, and you got to think. You got to think a whole different way of how you're going to make this work. But there's ways out there.
Yeah, well, it's just like there's days where when I get tired or I stress myself, I'll go full. I'll lose everything on the side. I'll drool and I can't talk. It all comes back to me.
Well, I thought that was normal anyway.
Yeah. No, I just want to smoke, But I couldn't, I mean, to think now, because I'll complain and I'll bitch on days like that. And to think, I was supposed to be like this all the time.
Right. Oh, I think about it. I could have been so much worse off.
So much worse, right.
And a lot of my motivation was my little girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I've never in person met Taylor.
Because I can't get her to do nothing with me anymore.
But I know that's like your heart.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You've always spoken so like that's always been what's important. And that's cool. And like we were just sitting here talking about her and you're like, yeah, she bought me these shoes. Bro, that's a pair of calls.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't even catch it at first until now. I look over and I see the stitching on it. Buddy, that's a car on your feet.
Yeah, well, that wasn't what I was expecting.
And she got it. That's like Madison, my daughter. Take notes.
Yeah, me and her have a good relationship.
Yeah.
We don't spend a lot of time with each other as much as now she's going to be 23 in next week. So she does her own thing, but
yeah,
we got a real good relationship.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You got somebody. A lot of people 100%. Don't. A lot of people, like, I've seen, like, the people that I've talked to that have gone through heart attacks, strokes, and paralyzed stuff, and you see it a lot when it happens to you.
Mm-hmm.
You start talking to people. The amount of people I know that people are just like, they're treated like burdens, and they don't have people like that around who love them. So having that is...
Oh, it's a big thing.
It's a big thing.
A lot of people want to play the woe is me card and ask for handouts. I've never asked for anything. I've tried to figure it out myself.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that, I think, has been my mentality of how I was raised.
Yeah.
Nothing was ever given to me. So, and I think that makes a big difference. A lot of people give up when they get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Once you give up, it's done. But I don't care. I mean, I'm pretty active. I go out every day. I shoot competitively now. Just about every other weekend I'm shooting. Or we're going out for a cruise. Every one of us got cars that we drive, trucks as far as our group that we got together. So I tried not to stay at home and play the old sympathy card.
Yeah, because you could have. You could have, even if you woke up one day and you could stand up out of that chair, you still could play that. I'm just going to stay at home.
Oh, 100%.
What I've been through. I'm sad,
and nobody can say anything about it.
Yeah, and I've never heard you be mad or disgruntled. You have a great sense of humor about it. Like the first few times I was around you and Sean's like, "Ken, stand up for yourself," and just push him out the way. I'm like, "Oh my God, stop!"
People would think we're the worst enemies.
Yeah,
and he knows that it don't bother me, and I'm gonna fire right back.
Right.
And most people that's known me for a while, they're the same way. At first, they were sort of timid about it, but when I start making jokes about it, they're like, "Okay."
Right.
You're all right.
Yeah. It was just like we come in here, I had moved the chair.
Yeah.
I just figured it would be more comfortable if you just roll in like a drive-through and roll out.
First thing I said.
And you said, no, put my chair there. So I'm like, let me pick you up, put you in it.
That didn't happen. We got to roll that back.
Yeah. No, that was, I love it that you don't use it as no pun intended, as a crutch to stand on.
No, yeah. No crutches.
Yeah. And then you do like the RC car stuff, which is like you just have chosen to, like, if I'm gonna get out and do something, I'm gonna do something cool too.
I've been racing RC stuff since really before I got hurt is when I started playing with remote control car stuff.
Yeah.
And then once I got hurt, I'm like, well, I can still do this.
Yeah.
So I was figuring out things that I could do. Obviously, I'm not playing baseball, or I was asked to play basketball, but I didn't like basketball when I could walk, so I wouldn't play basketball in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So I mean, I started figuring out things, and up until the last couple of years, I didn't know that I could shoot competitively.
Really?
And a friend of mine.
Did you shoot before?
A little bit here and there. Going to the range, I always had guns. And I was an enthusiast. I thought I was, but then a friend of mine taught me coming out to one of his events, and I'm like, I can do this, and then just went, all into it. So, and member of a local range, and they're the same way. They're like, oh, we need to do this, this, and this for you. I'm like, nope.
No.
Don't fix it for me.
Yeah.
But it's just all in mentality, figuring out what you can do. It may be a little bit different than what you do, but it may take me a little bit longer to get out of the car. But I'm going to still do stuff. I still work on mine. I put front shocks on the Tahoe myself in the garage. I try to do everything I can myself.
Shit, your legs don't get tired.
Not at all. They haven't got tired in years. They tingly, but they don't get tired.
Yeah.
But, I'll crawl around. I work in the shop. My dog comes out and checks on me every now and again. But other than that, and I hate asking people for anything. And Sean will testify to that too. I'm hard-headed.
You are.
Hard-headed.
You are. But I've sat and had, I go back to my shop. Me and you have been under that carport and had some of the best conversations I've ever had with anybody in my life.
Yeah.
Like I told Sean in the podcast last week, you're one of my favorite people. And that's a true statement. There's always been a respect, a very realness to our relationship, as in I've never had to sugarcoat anything with you.
No.
You've never sugarcoated anything with me. We've never, I don't see us ever butting heads because we're very quick to say, I don't like that.
Oh, yeah.
Or that's cool. Or
I'm going to tell you how I
along
feel.
and mess really well.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm going to think about it for a minute and see if it's going to hurt your feelings or not. But I may find a way to say it where I don't want to hurt your feelings. Or, vice versa. But like you said, we sat out there many times. You was only 5 minutes from the house back then. So popping in, and even if we were just BSing or they're washing my car while we're BSing.
I got a picture of me. I want to say it's with the Tahoe in the background, and it's you and me just sitting there talking in Delta Base parking lot, and the Tahoe is just sitting there in the background. I got to find it. It's one of my favorite pictures.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing special. It looked like somebody snapped it on accident.
Right, and they probably did.
Yeah. So let's talk about Sean. Nobody ever talks about Sean.
Nobody likes that dude.
Y'all, best friends. There's not a world where there's not a Ken without Sean or Sean without Ken. You meet Sean, you hang out with Sean, or vice versa. Y'all are together.
Well, that's how we met, basically.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. How did you meet Sean? How did that?
I met Sean in the 90s in the mini trucks. He was from Theodore. I was from Grand Bay. I started hanging out with some Theodore guys, and I don't know where we met, to tell you the truth. It could be just in the parking lot. And it's
where you meet the best people.
Yeah, dude. We spent many hours in a parking lot.
You don't meet good people in that one.
Well, Walmart was in a different parking lot back then. We can tell you some stories about that parking lot.
Yeah.
But I don't remember. Hey, this is my name's Sean. I don't remember that. But we disconnected for a little while after I got out of truck stuff. And then after I got hurt, we reconnected for a little while. Not for long. As far as the disconnect, and it was because everybody was doing their life things, kids, family, and all that kind of stuff takes. But I don't even remember why or where they invited me over to like a Halloween party at their house, their old house, and then ever since then, we've been back. We talk just about every day. So
the y'all's relationship, like you can tell when you're around y'all, it's very strong. There's love him or hate him. What you're gonna do with Sean? It's one or the other.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, there's no in between with him.
If you're on his good side, there's a loyalty there that can't be matched.
Give you a shirt off his back.
And I feel like you're very much that type of person too, or you always have been with me.
I try.
My wife and family. And it's not just me. It's my wife and kids. They love you just as much as I do. My wife gets just as excited when you roll up as I do. And Grayson, he's amazed by cars, and he's my little car dude. That's
he was always
my twin.
The one out there.
He is fascinated. He thinks the fact that you are in a wheelchair and drives trucks like that is just fascinating to him. Like he, at one point, wanted hand controls just because he thought that was cool. Like, we put hand controls on my go-kart when I first got it, and I was like, no, we're not going to do that.
No, I mean, if you don't need them, you don't, but I guess kids, I mean, they got different mentalities.
Right.
I always say from the mouth of
to have a mind of a child, though.
Oh, dude.
About some things, like, sometimes we need a little bit more of that.
Oh, God.
Do you still have the wheelchair with billets? Still have the billets?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that was the coolest thing. I didn't know that until you rolled up to the show one day, and they matched Cinderella's wheels, right?
Yeah. And a lot of people were like, oh, you got billets, and they knew me from the guy in the wheelchair with billets.
Yeah.
They may not have known which truck it was that I drove, or if I had because I would only take them to shows because they're heavy compared to an everyday thing. They're not made for every day, but they're cool. But a lot of people have pictures of me in a billet.
Yeah.
In a wheelchair.
I know a video. Did you have the billets in the video where it was OBI?
Yes. Yeah.
OBI.
Yeah, I tried to tune that one out. Yeah, I tried to tune that one out.
Matter of fact, some key points that year. I had just worked on the red and white truck. Daniel had it.
Yeah.
That was the first time I worked on it.
I think it was right behind me, I think.
Yeah. And we were all out on the strip at night, and this girl come up. Do we know this girl before I told the story?
No, I have no idea who it is.
Okay, this girl come
Miller
up,
had her on the back of a
golf
cart.
Was
oof.
She was a big girl.
She was Walmart feet.
She was tall,
barefoot,
sweaty.
Oh yeah,
and they started messing her about dancing, and she used to go to get a lap dance. Now,
oh, that's Miller, dude.
I mean, like, we'll capitalize on the fact that if anybody's gonna get a lap dance, it's the guy sitting down.
Right? Yeah, of course. I can't get away. Everybody else can run.
You didn't know you should lock your brakes at that point because you're trying to go backwards.
I'm trying to get away from it.
Here comes either Sean or Birchfield.
It's Sean. Yeah.
Yeah, and grabs the back of your head.
Yeah,
and
dude.
presses it into that woman.
Dude.
And when I tell you the taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
I was like, please. I don't care if he's got a sense of humor or not. Please don't do that, my friend. Again.
Dude. When Miller pulled up and he had that look on his face, I knew it was going south.
Yeah.
And I think we were sort of all, sitting there, and I was stuck because I was up against the Tahoe. And then she went to going, and then here comes the hand. I'm like, and I about broke my mirror off trying to keep myself from doing it.
Yeah.
And I knew. And we still hear that.
Yeah.
That story still comes up.
Yeah.
No idea where he found her. No idea why she was there.
Bro, I know she was so out of place too.
Dude.
Because we're at this car, so everybody's hanging out. Everybody's pretty nice and fixed up.
I don't know. She was not.
And she come out of the parking garage like a cave troll or something.
I think so.
Where's the man in the wheelchair?
And I think Miller was taking her back to her car or something because she just trying to get her out of there, probably.
Yeah.
But when he pulled up and he had that look on his face.
Some of this sweat on my buddy Kim.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, man.
You're killing me.
Oh, God. Good times.
That is a good memory. That is a good memory. I try not to remember, but,
So now the Tahoe's back. Are you planning on hitting a lot of shows this year? Which you don't care about shows so much.
I don't.
You've always been the one. It's like that one right there is yours.
Yeah.
I think it's written on the back. Fear Heights Tahoe on the back of that.
Oh, is it really?
I think I have multiple others that you just give my kids over the years. Every time you get a trophy, it's like you look at it and just find a kid or somebody and be like, take this. Or
I always used to put on there, don't judge. Miller was the worst.
Mm-hmm.
About you paying just like everybody else, you should get judged. Well, then don't give me the option.
Right.
I don't care about the trophies. Now that some of the specialty trophies, cool, the airbrush stuff or the crazy stuff, I'll keep those.
Yeah.
But kids like that stuff more than I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
my son
what
thinks
year
these
is
are
that?
the coolest things. This was,
it'll have to be 5 years ago, right? 6 years ago.
21.
Yeah.
That was 21.
And he went crazy when I gave him that. He still got it.
Is
Sean's from OBI.
22, maybe?
Yeah.
the last one. Well, I want to say this may have been the last one Greg was at, or the first one Greg wasn't at.
It's got the tiki guy on it, so it may have been the first one.
Yeah, whichever one this one is the first one. He was not. This is the one with him with the puppy hanging out the back.
Yeah.
car.
All of his limited edition shirts always had his dog.
Yeah. This was like the farewell to Greg shirt they made.
They got the 55 on it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
got one of those.
This was the first year without Greg at OBI.
Yeah, I haven't wore it. But I don't care about trophies. Kids love them, and they get ecstatic when you give them something. Mm-hmm. Maybe that motivates them.
Yeah. Shows have changed for me.
Me too.
And there's a lot of factors, I think, in it. It didn't, having a stroke, getting that close to, as close to death as I've ever been, things come in perspective a lot different.
100%.
Of what matters. Me and Sean talk about, since Greg passed, it's very different from somebody that experienced right there, right hand, and was always around Greg and experienced like that. It was different going, okay, you could go to a Greg Miller show. You go to a Greg Miller show with Greg Miller.
Oh, yeah. It's a difference.
It's a different, I walked in there and he was a big supporter of Delta Bay, and Sparkles was on the way out of the show scene.
Yeah.
And he pulls me in early to the Coliseum where I wasn't supposed to be that year. And he said, look, and he had lined up all my customers in one line.
That's how it, dude. Best guy ever.
And said, you can go at it on theirs. And then he brings the news people over to interview me.
Yeah.
And I'm like I was on top of the world. And he looked at me, he said, look, you own the place. Do what you need to do. And that was my best scraping ever.
It has changed. It has. But back then I used to be part of a bigger club. But found out bigger clubs aren't the way to go for me anyway.
Right.
Works for everybody else, just wasn't for me. But if we went to a show, it was always me, Sean Miller, maybe somebody else, but we was all together all the time. Mm-hmm. So that has changed, show wise for me. His shows, I'd never like to get judged and stuff. We'll go back to that at his shows because everybody said, "Oh, it's favoritism." Mm-hmm. I don't judge. I don't care.
All right.
I'm here to support the show. I'm here to hang out with some friends, talk some crap with some people.
That's always going to be part of the show politics.
And to me, that's all I want to do at a show anymore. Mm-hmm. If it's an away show, I like to go up the day before and go explore the area. Mm-hmm. So at least it used to be go to the show, hang out, go back, go to sleep, go to the show, hang out, leave. Mm-hmm. Now I want to sort of explore. And which the last couple shows, away shows that we all went to, we did that, and it made a big difference. But I haven't gone to any away shows. The Tahoe hadn't been to a show since I've owned it. There still really hasn't been many that I could have made anyway. Mm-hmm. But last year I didn't have a vehicle at a show. Well, no, I took the white truck to scraping. Mm-hmm. That was the first time I'd been to a show. I went to OBI just for the day and hung out. But show scenes have changed a good bit for me, mentality-wise. I don't care about judging, so I'm not there to impress anybody. I would rather go and hang out.
And it's hard, man. It's hard being friends with a show promoter or anybody that is popular in the scene.
Right.
It's like we could go to shows that, for instance, the little one we put on at Sunny South Raceway, Delta Bay Throwdown. Yep. Good little show. Better than we expected.
A lot better than we expected. For the weather and all,
it was great. But at the end of it, none of us, not me, you, Sean, nobody picked a card in that parking lot. We didn't judge anything.
No. Mm-mm.
At the end of the day, the person who did the most judging and picking, if we want to be biased, was AJ McCarron.
It was.
AJ pulled up and we said, dude, we need somebody that everybody there knew him, but nobody knew him. He was our buddy, but to everybody else, he was,
he's not a car scene guy, no.
Right, not a car scene guy. He pulls up in a McLaren.
Yep.
If there's anybody there, celebrity judge, go, let him pick them.
Yeah.
Even after we done, I spent months of people just, oh, Sean picked this one, and you picked this one. And I'm like, I didn't pick anything.
Right.
Y'all, it's always going to be a reason they didn't get the trophy.
People fight over a piece of plastic. I don't understand it.
I don't understand it either. It's to go there and have a good time. Like, I would rather have the person walking up. So, for instance, my little car, I pulled up at a friend of mine's house the other night, and her nephew was there. It's one of mine, India, the girl used to work for me.
Yep.
We pull up to visit her. Her dad just passed away. And her nephew's there. And he runs out screaming about my race car. That right there is the moments that, like, I want a custom car for.
Right.
I want to be at the show and have the kid or even the grown man come up and talk about, man, I love this.
Oh, yeah.
That's my trophy.
Yeah. I like that thing's clean. Yeah. Or sitting at a red light and you look over and somebody just shaking their head.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't build it for you. I ain't driving it for you. I built it for me.
Yeah.
And then the ones that just, nod at you.
Yeah.
In the traffic or, the man, that thing's clean. You get that all the time.
Do you remember, just maybe think about driving. Do you remember the first drive after your accident?
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you, when I tell you the first time the car I owned was out of pure necessity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I couldn't drive. When I had the stroke, I had a 26-foot box truck. I was detailing.
Yeah, remember that, yeah.
I couldn't drive that for sure.
No, that wasn't happening.
I couldn't drive. I tried full-size trucks. I couldn't get up anything. I could get in a little car that wasn't going to take off from me. Yep. I knew that, and I needed cruise control at the time.
Right. Yeah, cruise control is a must.
Hated Hyundai Velocitors.
Right.
I said, I had this guy work for me, Devin. Missed that little dude. I need to hit him up. And he called it a toe. He'd always say it looks like a toe. And it grew on me. And I said, I know, that's the stupidest little car. And I found this car. It had been built by a buddy of mine, and I knew it was a good car. And he gave me a good deal on it. And now I wouldn't want to drive anything else. But that first drive, getting in it, I had Grayson with me. And we're halfway. I bought it in Ocean Springs. And I realized I'm going to be able to drive this car.
Yeah.
I have a car.
At that point, it didn't matter as long as you was going to be able to drive.
It didn't matter. I pulled over and cried in front of my son like a baby. We went to the Shed barbecue, and when we got to the parking lot, I broke down. My dad was following me, coming. It was just a thing for me. Like, it was the one thing I didn't want to lose.
Yeah, I mean, my first one was, after I got hurt, was a little Honda Accord.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a necessity thing. Did I want an Accord? Heck no.
Mm-hmm.
But I needed something automatic because my other car that I had was a manual. And literally, I was working at a local stereo shop here. We put the hand controls in. My dad helped me put them in. And I was living out in Saraland, out this way. At the time, my first time getting in it was getting on the interstate and coming to Saraland. First time driving.
Really?
But when you don't have the option,
mm-hmm.
it was easier than you think kind of deal.
Yeah.
So
that's how people were like, how are you going to do it? I don't know, but I'm getting in that car.
Right.
I know that.
Yeah. I've seen some sketchy things being done for people to get around,
mm-hmm.
and it's just for that peace of mind and freedom.
Mm-hmm.
The car is that.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now that you've got so is the Tahoe the first one you've looped around and bought back?
It is.
And
that
is
I can think
just
of.
Because of you building that one?
I did back in the day. I did get back my S10 Blazer.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing like this, but the Tahoe was the one I regretted because I did so much to it. I mean, I went to Tennessee to get a parts car just for some interior parts.
Really?
Yeah.
So I remember that. Did what's the reason that fascinates me a little bit is because you don't get attached to anything.
For the most part, no.
Like it's most of the trucks you had on, people would want to buy and never sell.
Yeah.
Like it's bucket list trucks.
That one, the Tahoe, was my biggest regret because I did so much to it. The black truck was my second. I bought it bagged, but I literally had to tear it completely apart.
Mm-hmm.
Redo everything. And when I say everything, everything. But then when I was done, like you get it and drive across country. I regretted buying that one. Mm-hmm. When Gary told me when I told Gary a price and he said yes, my heart dropped.
Mm-hmm. Shouldn't have said that.
And I'm like, I'm stuck now because I agreed to it. I shook his hand, and Sean went with me the next day to go deliver it. And I told Gary to his face right then and there, I said, if I wouldn't have shook your hand, I would have called you and told you I couldn't sell it. But I was a man of my word.
A better person could have got. I don't know where that truck is now. Do you?
Last time I heard, it was in Tennessee. I'm not sure.
That's weird to see such a truck that was like so heavy down here, and
right.
It goes from person to person, and then they just disappear.
Yeah, it was popular. Phil Gordon, late Phil Gordon's trucking. Yeah, trucking. He shot it at the Battleship after one of Craig's shows one year.
Yeah.
Recipes,
Phil.
And it was in a bunch of just show coverage magazines and stuff, but I don't know where it's at.
It was like Sugar Baby that Marilyn got.
Yeah.
It's the same way. It showed up for a little while, blew everybody's minds, and then I want to say Corey Jordan told me her brother-in-law or something ended up with that truck. Or she knows the person ended up with that truck. But that was another one that
Corey's brother-in-law.
Yeah, somebody, I want to say at finale, Corey made a comment that somebody she's related to or knows ended up with that truck. I thought
I've seen it.
Because she's got Marilyn's other truck.
The Nissan.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think, I thought whoever bought the Nissan, their relative bought the
Then
S10.
That's what it is. Yeah. Then that's where it is, but you don't ever see it.
I haven't. I think I've seen it once.
There's one on the scene that's very close to it.
And that may be wrong.
I thought it was it at Battle and came from across. It even had the roof done. You know how the lace was done?
And it may be the one I thought was it.
And they're very, very similar. The interiors is what really is different.
Yeah. So I didn't look at pictures of the inside.
Because Sugar Baby's interior was...
Oh, yeah. It was not. It was a nice truck.
Top notch.
It was a nice truck.
Yeah. So what's next? What you going to do now? I know you're going to get bored with Tahoe in a couple weeks.
No, I plan on keeping it. It's going to take a good bit of change.
So now we're going to add to the collection and build the collection, right? Not sell, get another one.
I would like to, like I said, do a static, either a cat eye or an OBS, and just drive it every day.
Why do you think static's coming back?
The ease.
Now, when I say it's coming back, being with the podcast and around the show and talking to a lot of people are building static trucks again.
Well, because the static, you can get in it and drive it anywhere at any time.
Mm-hmm. I've had the pleasure multiple times driving freestyling Craig's OBS, which is static.
Yeah.
Great truck. Will go anywhere. Still makes me nervous.
Yeah. And I think it's just because of what it is.
I just am paranoid or anxious, anxiety. I need to be able to air it all the way up. Because even Craig's, it's not, it's low to be static. Yeah. And coming out of his shop, BMW, you got to go at negative 0.3 miles an hour, not to scrape.
Well, that's part of growing up with lower trucks. Though.
Yeah.
Learning how to drive it, not ripping the front valence off.
Yeah, that car I got, it was the lowest car I'd had up to that
I'm
point.
sure you beat that valence up.
I've went through 6 or 7 splitters
100%.
the past 2 years.
100%.
Yeah.
The truck that I got now was my dad's originally. And I did a 4.6 drop on it.
Yeah.
And he drove it to a show when I had the blue OBS. He drove it to a show and I was at the drag strip.
Mm-hmm.
And he ripped the front valence off of it because he ain't used to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, that just cost me $150.
Yeah.
So
part of it though.
Yeah. But you got to get used to it. If you drive everything like it's lower, then you don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think static just for the fact that you just get in and go.
Yeah.
You don't got to worry about replacing bags. Not that you do all the time, but you ain't got to worry about doing 90 mile an hour down the interstate.
Because I almost bagged that car, but it made more sense. It's got racer springs on it.
Yeah.
It's not a big drop. It's just enough to be able to steal daily. Every now and then I'll have to go in the driveway at an angle, but for the most part, it's daily driver height is perfect. But it's a learning experience.
Oh, 100%.
It's even on a car like that's not sitting on the ground.
It's lower than you think.
Yeah, when I had a chance to bag it though, I was like, nah, because that car's got 306,000 miles on it. I like to drive it.
Well,
I drove it to. Most people wouldn't jump in a car with that many miles on it and just drive. But it was just like when we went to finale that morning, it was like, no, I'm taking my car.
Yeah, right.
I drove
3
it
hours.
to Houma and back.
Yeah.
And there all weekend. Like I'll never do it again just because that place's roads are
horrible.
Terrible.
It's an
if
old
you take
town.
a lower vehicle to Houma, go find a smooth parking lot, park it there, and
leave it.
Don't drive it anywhere.
Yeah, my dad used to crew change out of Houma, so I mean that place is.
Yeah, I worked offshore, and I used to cross through Houma, go to Port Fourchon, all those places, and I would just pass through. Going to Houma and spending time there.
Yeah,
I like the show. I don't want to go back to Houma.
Yeah, I have never been.
It's very strange. It's almost like a different world. You get south of New Orleans and
that's real Cajun.
Yeah, people don't understand the bayou is really the bayou. Like
that's 100% the bayou.
Everywhere there wasn't. You sound like I'm talking about a different planet, but
it is.
You get where the sidewalks would stop, where the power poles were,
right,
and the ground's gone because it's so soft. It's just sunk in. Every power pole's
little
like
crawfish holes everywhere.
Yeah, there was snails out of our side of our hotel, right?
Yep.
Oh. Apple snails or whatever they're called. They were that big around. Birds are just eating them out, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah, you don't see that here.
What is this place?
Right.
Everywhere smelled like seafood, but it was a different type of seafood.
Oh, that's the best food.
We rented
a lot of the best people that ever meet.
We rented a party bus.
Oh, I seen a video of that.
Yeah,
some of the video
because there was nothing else to do.
Right.
And we get on the party bus, and it was like a tour of Houma.
Right.
I've seen nothing.
Right.
I've seen nothing. Now it was fun. I'm not discrediting. Finales is could be a really special show.
Yeah.
And it's a nice show. Craig brings in some heavy hitters.
Yeah, we had our club Christmas party that weekend. It's the only reason why we didn't go.
Yeah.
I mean, probably would have went down there for the day at least. But
it's a drive too.
Was it right at 3 hours, something like that?
Yeah, and it just feels long because you get to that stretch past New Orleans and you just feel like you're driving
right because you're driving into nothing.
Yeah. It took us 3.5 hours to get there. When I left, I pulled out of the Civic Center in Houma and made it here in like 2 hours and 15 minutes. That little car is never. When I got it to I thought the motor was going to go red line and book it all the way. I didn't stop not one time. Yeah, and
I mean, once you get to New Orleans, it's like you're home at that point.
Here, no, it's 2 hours 35 minutes. I'm wrong. I cut an hour off.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah, I cut an hour off, but I mean, I hit 90 and didn't slow down. But that's not a place that was my favorite. No. Now Talladega's that's a great show.
I've never been to Talladega, and it looked like he had a crazy show last year.
It's wild just for the photo opportunities is worth.
Yeah, I mean, as far in Alabama, you got 2 photo opportunities. You got the Battleship, and then you got Talladega.
And people aren't saying around Talladega. I'm gonna argue that one. We went to Birmingham, and you wouldn't think it, but Birmingham has some really good, like Slaugh's Furnaces is a really good photo op.
Yeah, I can see that.
There's some really nice murals around that town.
All the mountains.
But outside of that, nowhere else. Nowhere else.
Yeah, there ain't a lot. There's not a lot.
No, the roads surrounding Talladega were like really nice driving roads too. If you like to go out and like
a lot of NASCAR money there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. You go to a NASCAR track just like you go to Atlanta. They're always surrounded by nothing.
Oh yeah.
But you go up there and race
bought
weekend,
that land for nothing.
You can't. There's people for miles and miles. It fills up like it's a city right there.
Yeah, and I may try to go this year. There's an event going on that same weekend that I was probably going to be going to. So,
yeah.
And it's, I mean, what is there, like 2 hotels in Talladega?
Mm-hmm. We did Airbnb. There's a bunch of cabin stuff up there.
Okay. Yeah, so I may check into that too.
Yeah.
But
it's not a real expensive show to go to. That's where it makes sense. A lot of people go, why would you go all the way to Talladega for a car show? Well, it's not real expensive to go up there like it would be when you're going to like Slam Dunk Seaverville and the shows in Destin and stuff. It's expensive to stay at those shows.
OBI was expensive.
OBI was expensive.
It was, it's an hour from us, but it was one of the most expensive weekends for us because they'd make you hit 3 days at the wharf or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So if you didn't want to leave, you had to, get something real close there, and they hiked the price up. but it's an awesome venue. I love being able to park and not leave.
Most of your awesome venues are in tourist traps.
Right, they are. And it would be nice for it not to be, but I know OBI was one of my favorite venues just because, park.
It's a great venue.
Yeah.
Like it's
night stuff's going on.
The pictures and the way they do the lights. I wish it, of course, you wish it had an indoor venue there to use, which I think you will end up with one as the show grows because you have that center on the other side. And they're building, a Margaritaville there right now, huh?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been.
They're building a Margaritaville or something right there right now. I want to say it's Margaritaville. Something's going in right there that was like, well, that's going to be nice during OBI.
Yeah, I haven't been recently, so.
It's a shame they never finished the place across the river from it. It was supposed to be like the Marine Center of the Dolphins.
Yeah, from what I heard, somebody actually bought that and was going to start working on it. But that would be cool too.
That's another place you just expected it to grow when all that come in, and it just didn't.
Yeah, it didn't as big as they thought it would be. I like that area. We've got a bunch of friends over in that area.
Owa could be a good car show venue if it was figured out the right way.
We talked about Owa.
A couple people have tried, and got your little shows and your cruisers in there, but there's potential for a really big show.
Yeah, they had a show 3 or 4 years there where they had everything on their what they called their main streets or whatever. But it was nothing real big.
Yeah. I know they did like a Corvette based show there. I remember a hot rod show they did there.
Yeah. If we can talk them out of that whole takeover culture and all that kind of stuff. So where it's actually family friendly. I think that would be the only way to sell that. But that's another place that would be awesome, I think.
Do you have a favorite show?
Probably still one of my favorites was the new location at Bayou.
Yeah, man. That's my favorite too. I say it all the time. I say favorites in a way of there's different versions of shows like Slam Enough Seaverville, Slam Enough Gat, whichever way you want to call it. I went there in 24, and that was a surreal experience for me. But that show wasn't about the show. That show's about driving and cruising through the mountains and hanging out at Jimmy's Market.
Yeah.
And fortunately,
that's like Mini Nats.
It's gone, and that's something me and Sean talk about is Mini Nats.
You got to go to Mini Nats.
That's one I want to go to because I want to experience the place and the beauty and the drive.
That's what Mini Nats is. Jason throws a heck of a show. And if you don't get accepted, don't let that bother you.
Just go and drive.
Just go. The show is on the Strip 90% of the time. And there's so many cool mountains and stuff up there. There's little mom and pop's places to visit and eat. We spent half a day at Two Wheels Before Time, right down from the show. Motorcycle Museum, dude. We was fascinated. Spent hours in there.
Yeah.
Right around the corner is Gatlinburg and all that kind of stuff. And we actually went through Cherokee Trail to get from Gatlinburg to Mini Nats. So the driving opportunities is awesome. So Mini Nats is a must go for anybody.
Yeah.
But Bayou was one of those. You get off the interstate, you pull in this parking lot, and you see this beautiful place with palm trees, it's like California
on that lake.
On the lake, and it looks like in the middle of Louisiana. Where'd this come from?
Yeah, and you could do stuff out there that you couldn't do at other shows. Like Eddie Nairn goes and sets up his stunt wall on one side of the lake.
Yes.
Most shows, oh no, turn it down. But we're out there trying to see if we can hear from one side to the other.
Dude, it wasn't no trying. You could hear it. Yeah.
That man is impressive. Their stuff was always just out of this world impressive.
Yeah. That first year after COVID, I thought I was getting there early. I was in line at 7:00 and I was 300 cars deep. Yeah. And Miller comes by on a golf cart and just has this look and shakes his head. And I knew exactly what happened. They had people backed up at the interstate. It was crazy. And it was like people was ready to get out. That show was awesome. The weather was awesome. Lowrider Row, one of my favorite things.
The squatted truck guys showed out at that show. I'm talking about there was hundreds. And
they didn't cause any
problems.
They did it all to themselves. Yeah. And people don't understand.
And even walking in, you see Notorious 6'4" sitting there. And then walking into the Caliber builds inside. Lowrider Row outside.
Lowrider Row was my favorite.
Was really something special.
I'm like Sean. Lowrider was always one of my things.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a couple things with switches on them. I've never had a caliber ride like that.
Right.
But 64.
Right.
63.
See, it wasn't for me, but I wasn't even really into the show trucks outside of having magazines and things.
Yeah.
Until I met Sean and worked on Vanilla and got into it and fell in love with the people and the scene. And then I got into, first it was, I wanted the bag trucks. I love stuff like this. And then I liked, I'm hardcore. I love your weird stuff like your, like, modifieds, lifted tool body, tool body
awesome
trucks, milk trucks, ice cream trucks. I like the weird stuff like that, box trucks.
I do too.
But then it gets into the lowriders, and Bayou was the first time I was around like those high caliber, real lowrider guys. Sean introduced me to some like real OGs at that show.
Real
like when he says he knows some people, he knows some like they came straight out of Compton and went to Bayou people.
Yeah, it was there was some old school real lowrider guys. Yeah, and Miller used to argue, "You'll never get them out here."
Oh, yeah, we got them. They got them.
Dude, Notorious was there that first year.
Yeah,
they all showed out right there in the middle of as you walked in the doors.
Yeah,
and I think he debuted some major changes there, maybe an interior or something like that. Mm-hmm. Nicest people you ever met in your life.
Yeah, so humble.
Sit up there and talk to them, but they're old school guys.
Sean introduced Angel
and Tony. Yep, they're New Orleans guys. Awesome.
Yeah.
Their whole family. They was part of another club at the time. I think they've split ways, but they're one of those that they'll get together and throw just a cookout, a meet in a little park somewhere, and just have fun and BS all day long, no drama. To me, I think that's where it's at now.
Yeah.
You'll meet some of the nicest people at shows. You'll meet some that's 100% trophy chasers. And that's all they're there for. They complain when they don't win because Joe Bob won. I don't need none of that drama. Yeah. And to me, it's not fun. So
that's why I like, we this year decided to like, we're going to do a couple of the shows, but we're going to try to start concentrating more on local, on our people around us, the Cars and Coffee and, local shows and like Bayou Sarah puts on this really good show at the church every year. Just stuff like that where, there's people in the community. And it's not so much about that chasing the big trophies or spending a lot of money.
No. For me, the best time is going and cruising, parking, BSing with your friends, looking at other people's stuff.
About lowered expectations. Y'all are a nice club to... Y'all can drive, y'all hang out. It's not about you've got to do this many shows a year. You got to do this, and that's okay if that's the club you want to be in. I prospected for a short time with Vice, and all respect to Vice. Vice is an import club and a great club. Corky's doing really something special. Yeah, I like Corky. He's really trying to merge import and the show scene too.
Because he's had both sides of it.
He's both sides of it.
Yeah,
I got Corky's car and his cousin's beautiful bagged Honda right now in the shop.
Okay.
Getting ready for IFO this weekend.
What is that?
Import face off.
Oh, is that
say it's Gulfport this weekend. Which by the time this drops,
they had it for a couple of years.
This is dropping the Friday after.
Okay, IFO. They had it.
But they're all going to that. It's a really good import show.
Yeah. I seen pictures of it last year, a couple of years ago.
And the Cars and Coffees are getting bigger and bigger, and we just want to be a part of those.
I was one of the admins for, and I still am an admin for Cars and Coffee. Brian Booker started it back here in
Mobile Cars and Coffee.
Yeah.
Why don't they let sponsors? I want to sponsor it.
I don't know. I have to talk with Brian. I've only been to a few of them. I don't like getting up that early in the morning. But there's a bunch of awesome people there. If you can get people to act right, they're getting shut down all over.
I want to bring the podcast on site.
No, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
I just talk to regular car guys.
Right. Yeah. And there's a bunch of those out there. You never know what you're going to see.
Like Richard Ridge. I don't know if you met him. Owns Grayson. He's hardcore out there.
Mm-hmm.
And when he sat on the podcast, he sat right here and said, anybody want to race? I'm ready.
Right? Yeah.
They go to Mexico, a lot.
Race. Yeah. He's always got some nice stuff. That Toyota Corolla that he bought.
Man.
The Corolla Tercel, the gold one.
Man.
I had one of those when I was a kid. 78 or something like that.
Yeah.
Corolla Tercel. People still argue about it. There's no such thing. Yes, there was.
Yes, there was.
And Richard had bought that gold when it looked It was spotless.
Yeah.
Super clean. Yeah. Nobody would ever want that car other than if you had one back in the day.
Yeah. Did you see the Toyota pickup he just got?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Man, he finds.
I don't know where they find them.
Just gold.
Yeah.
Jim, he pulled up here after Turkey Drag in this old square body F-150 farm truck.
Oh, yeah.
All original. Yeah. And he's like, man, I just bought a farm truck. But, man, that farm truck was mint.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, somebody's papa went and bought this, took it home, forgot to drive it. Like,
I don't remember where they went. I think it was C10 Nationals. They bought the 60s model.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Which awesome was truck. In C10 Syndicate or something. It was
I think so. Yeah. It's a super nice truck. Yeah. And that show out there in Mobile.
And that's Kim's. That's Mama's.
Yeah. I knew she was driving it. She had just got it back. They had to do some changes and stuff.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it since then, but I've seen pictures of it, so they still got it.
It's still there. That's the thing. People don't understand the caliber of the cars he has in his toy box. That
I pass there just about every day. They're right down the road from me as far as their shop, so there's no telling what's ever on the
most of them are sitting at his place in Tibby.
Yeah.
And it's
but he's always got some cool stuff. Like I'd like to have that 3100.
Yeah, he doesn't talk much. Like I had to force it out of him. Like half of his collection, he doesn't.
Most people don't know what he's got. I have no idea.
I mean, his
and that's sad. That's the safest way to be.
It's the best way to do it. It's the best way to do it.
But I pass that 3100 just about every day.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, it's 2 miles from the house, and you never know what else. When I first got that
truck, I started working on it, and it's beautiful. Gartman did the stenciling on it.
Yeah, the door art and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. He was driving it there for a little while. I don't see him driving it a lot anymore, but he's got so
it's
many
good enough
to
be a daily.
Oh, I would think
100% daily driver.
Yeah, I would think so. See, I'd like to have something like that as a daily driver.
Yeah. All right. I said I was going to keep this to 30 minutes. We've been sitting here an hour.
Yep.
Chris is asleep. Wake up, Chris.
Y'all,
it's pretty soon I got to get Chris over there on that side.
Oh, you got to, because nobody would know what's going on.
Yeah, people need to meet Chris.
You got to pan around here and see
what's Chris has been around since I met Dustin. He's been around Easy for a long time. Mm-hmm. Like when I had Delta Band, he'd come out and film out there and stuff. And then I come out here and I wanted to get into the car shows and stuff. And Chris just kind of got forced into it.
All right.
You've got to go here and more stuff on top of you. And Chris has a lot on him. He takes care of everything.
I see him out in the parking lot taking pictures after a detail.
Yeah, it's a lot on him. So when I added the podcast and stuff, it was like, are we sure?
I don't understand all this stuff, but it just looks complicated.
It is complicated. Luckily, Chris, he has a passion for automotive and cars, and he goes to these things and he has fun.
Well, that's the main thing.
And I think he needed a little bit of a break from the daily drivers and like something that has some
you always got to throw something in there.
You know what I mean? Because he's taking pictures that people are going to see, and the next thing you know, be in the magazine feature. Or
right. Well, now he's seeing people that was in a magazine now and see him in real person.
Yeah, and he's meeting people too that are in these industry that are going to notice his talents.
Yeah.
So seeing him, what I want to say, become more of a car guy, because every time on a show, there's something different where he's like, you see that one? And it used to be like, Chris, did you take pictures of that car? And he's like, Rob, I'm busy. Now it's like, did you see that car? Did you see that car? So
when you start noticing him, he's learned a little Padawan over there.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's doing really good, his like videos and everything. So I want to get Chris on that side.
Yeah. I met him probably about a year ago, I guess.
Yeah.
A little bit before y'all moved over here.
Yeah. Chris is a good dude. He's good at what he does.
Yeah. And I always see him in the parking lot, taking pictures of things, coming in and out.
Yeah.
So if you can enjoy your job, that's probably the best thing to do. Yeah.
This podcast, everything is so business around here except for this.
Right.
We kind of get a little bit of a let's cut loose and have a little fun with it.
Yeah.
Haven't been able to hire strippers for it yet. That's coming. That's a tall pole, man. We need like a 40-foot stripper pole in here for that.
I'm sure somebody's got one.
Yeah. I mean, I could get Dustin to dance. Hey, there were stripper poles on that party bus, and he was like doing a flagman on it where he like holds his legs sideways, hit the ground so hard.
I'm just saying, how does he know how to do all that stuff?
He's an exerciser.
What is his fast?
It's not gay if you're exercising.
Okay.
Right.
Poor Dustin.
Okay, I've got to go out here and still do my job. That's the bad thing about this podcast. I always do it.
Right.
My lunch break. I don't take lunch breaks. This is my free hour a week to film, and then go back out here, and I got to get back into
life. Life goes on.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I'm glad I came out. I don't know, I like doing this kind of stuff, but
I know. I'm glad you did. It went good. We just see everybody says, "What?" We just like you asked before. What's the script? What's the script?
Yeah, what's the outline? At least I know what's coming.
The only one that I've had a problem with that was Sean's, the first one.
It had its moments. I was sitting over here when that happened.
Yeah, full disclosure, we filmed the first one with Sean, and I still have it, and I might post it eventually.
I think I would post some clips of it.
I'm gonna post some clips of it. But I also didn't expect. Sean and Greg were very close. I didn't want to. I don't want to put.
He's a big softy. He don't try to act like it, but he's
he got a little that upset him a little bit, and that's I just don't want to put that out there.
Yeah, I've clipped some of that, but there were some good funny moments in there.
There were some good moments in there.
Yeah.
He said me and Corky have vaginas.
He did say that.
I said
I wasn't going to say that. But I
showed that part to Corky. Corky loved it.
Yeah, I watched that. And as soon as he said that, I looked over at Chris. He just bust laughing. I'm like,
got him. Yeah. All right. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're going to arrange that. We're doing a bunch of episodes out at Sean's shop, eventually with a whole load of expectations.
Yeah, we're going to get everybody out there. Be pretty cool. Pretty cool backdrop.
Hopefully, we're going to be starting to put some meats on here.
Yep, I seen Corky's already sent some out and invited me, so we'll make sure we make
hopefully
make
we get
that.
together and do some like with lowered expectations.
Yeah, we can do them all.
We're going to get to fighting here, do some stuff too.
Yeah. We can do it all at the same time.
Yeah, do it all at the same time.
We all like each other.
Collaboration is at the top.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, you got to keep the industry going. Everybody's got to get along.
Everybody.
Or the lifestyle. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So we can do that.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right. Well, thank you.
Have a good one.
Right.
I'm going to leave you sitting there.
Well, I'll crawl over there. I ain't scared.